Hi folks, just a quick video, well it'd be two possibly. There's a few things I can talk about, so I might do two videos, two separate ones. The first one I'm going to talk about is, yes, good point. There was something on my mind last night, and I figure I've not actually shared with the channel, so I should probably share that. This is something that God was speaking to me about. Years ago, I was looking into the possibility of Christian sort of communities, or Christian counselling places, where people would come and God would help them to deal with whatever issues they've got and that sort of stuff, and we can help them to be set free from all that sort of stuff. And that was the idea, to have all these sort of Christian communities dotted all over the place, all over the world. And that's what I believe God wanted. But that was according to my understanding at the time. Now my understanding has changed. So my understanding now is, okay, we're not going to be doing that now, are we? Yep. So, okie dokie. So if we're not doing that, what exactly are we doing? Well, what I was getting from God is that we're doing like, they'd be counted or called something like filling stations. But filling stations 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, that sort of thing. They'd be dotted, again, all over the place, but they'd be for children of God. Children of God whose job it is to go out and bless people. Because after doing that, walking that out, bringing heaven to earth, you're going to be knackered. Truly knackered. 1 second, cyclist. Right. So think about it this way. If you are walking that out on a daily basis, you're coming across people that are broken, across people that have been struggling for a while, and there's a lot of hurt out there right now. There really is a lot of hurt out there right now. And if you're walking this out, quite a chance you're going to be coming across a lot of this stuff, and it's going to be hard. It's going to be beautiful, but it's going to be hard. It's going to be beautiful because you're setting people free. But the Lord had to rest. He had to go and spend time with Father. He had to go away from the crowd and spend time with Father. So therefore, these sons and daughters of God, these children of God, are going to need the same. They're going to need to go and have time of rest, to just receive from God. These filling stations, sort of things, will be, well, for example, let's say we have one here. Let's say this is one here, this building. Although you'd have to probably times the size of the building and the land on it by a heck of a lot, because you've got to serve all these people. You've got a lot of people working there to be able to serve all these people. You'll have to have chefs, you'll have to have gardeners, you'll have to have still counsellors. You'll have to have a certain degree of counsellors there, because counselling will be part of the job. You've got people that have been going out and blessing people, and they maybe haven't been dealing with their own issues, and they need help. They just need to be, well, basically, put it this way, previously, the point of that sort of work was about Christian counselling, but it'd be like Christian counselling times a lot, because obviously you're not going to be doing it like the world does it. You're going to be going straight to God, and a lot of it will be done in prayer with this person, seeking God as to what God wants them to talk about and getting right to the point, stuff like that. Well, that won't be what we're doing. We don't need to do that, because God's going to deal with all that stuff with them anyway before they start walking out as sons of God. They're going to have all that dealt with. So, what do we need to do? The only thing that we need to do at any point in time is point people to Father. That's the job. Point people to Father. And have places that are there to do that. So you'll have places similar to this where you've got woodland, where people can walk, where they can just be, where they can go and sit at a bench and just sit and listen to nature. Just be part of it and just allow themselves to just rest and recover and just be filled again with God, so that they can be sent out again and they can bless other people. So it really is the job of the filling stations to bless these people and fill them up with blessings so they can go out and bless others. And it would also be the part of the local community to do that as well. Because that would be extended. Part of the filling station would be the local community. Whether it be a village or whatever. You'll have some places with woodlands, you'll have some places with beautiful, rolling hills and, beautiful, wild grasses and all that sort of stuff, and lakes, and, so there'll be different things for the different things that people will need. And if you're one of these children of God, and you need somewhere, God will give you a number. And you'll go to the filling station that's assigned to that number. Because the only person who really knows what you need and where you're going to get the help you need for exactly what you need is God. So it's up to God to design these places. It's up to God to do that. He has to design them, because he has to put them where they need to be, because obviously that local community needs to be one that can be a blessing to the people that come. It's no good basically having it in the middle of Manchester or something like that, where it's a hustle and bustle area. You need areas which are exactly what these people need. So you need a degree of peace and quiet. You need a degree of nature. But you need a degree where people can just walk and they can just talk to God. Where they just have the freedom to just do that. And stay as long as they need to stay. That's the point. Come in for 2 weeks or whatever. You stay for as long as you need to stay. If you need to stay for 2 days, you stay for 2 days. If you need to stay for 2 years, you stay for 2 years. Generally speaking, people aren't going to be staying for 2 years. I imagine it'd be a week for a week's rest and then back out. Same as any army. The soldiers have time of rest. They have a time when they go back home and spend time with their family. Very important. So we have to have these places. They're going to be vitally important, but what's more vitally important is that they are designed by God. That everything about them is designed by God. Because there's no point just plonking something somewhere and saying that'll do. There's no good just doing what they've done with church, to just say, let's have a pattern for this. Let's have a certain pattern, and every place can have the same pattern, and just have church, because that's what they've done. What's the point in doing that? Absolutely and totally pointless. Don't do that. No good. Let God be the one who decides it. God be the one who leads, and let God be the one who picks the right people for the certain places, because again, certain people are going to flourish in certain conditions. So therefore, the conditions of where this place is will need different types of people to be there, because they're going to be the right person for that sort of environment. I've mentioned about the Romans 8, 18 to 23. It talks about when creation, that creation is craving for the revealing of the sons of God, or children of God. So that's just another point. We want these places, or basically I think God wants these places in areas which is flourishing with creation. And the creation in those areas will flourish even more, because those areas will be flooded with the children of God. Walking heaven into the area. Because that's the point. Even the people that work there, the people that work in these places, they will still be children of God. They will still be sons and daughters of God, bringing heaven down. But their purpose is different. What their job is different. It's the same as church in the future. For the children of God church, it will be different. It will be similar, because you'll still have to have this sort of Bible teaching sort of church. for the babies, because the babies need to have a basic understanding of God. They would get that from there. But the purpose of that is to lead them to Father and a relationship with Father. And that's where the next level steps in and helps them to grow into that. Helps them to walk as a son of God. So rather than church as it is, where you're stuck in baby Christianity, you'll still have to have that, but you'll have to have people who are children of God, but children of God who know what their job is. And they do their job, but they don't try and call themselves pastor and leader and teacher and worship leader and God knows what other titles they want to add to themselves. They know what they're called to do, and they love doing what they're called to do. They don't need anything else to be added to it. Because if they're doing, put it this way, if you're doing your job properly as a teacher, you haven't got any room for any other jobs to come into that. You really haven't. It's a job. Yet the times that you're not teaching, you need to be spending time with God, as I say, filling up. These places, these filling stations, will be used for these ministers as well. When these ministers need a time of refilling, they come. Again, but they come to the place that God tells them to come to. Whether it be a name, whether it be a number that's associated with it, because obviously, let's say, for example, you've got one of these places, a filling station for children of God, Skye. Let's say it's in Skye in Scotland, and that would be number 2. So, filling station number 2, Skye, children of God. So if you're told number 2, you go to that one. If God says to you 2, then you know that that's the one you go to. If you're told 1, then you go to the one that's assigned the number 1. Now again, number 1 doesn't mean it's the most important. It could be the first one that is set up. It might not be. It just might be centralised in an area where it's more practical for people, so that means that's number 1. But again, that's the point. We don't want to be looking at things in that way. We don't want to be looking, well, let's have, this one is practical, so this is the one that most people will come to because they can get to it easier. No, that's taking God out of the equation. Let's make sure we have God in the equation all the time. Let's make sure that it's God deciding, not man deciding, because man deciding doesn't work. It just doesn't work. So, yeah. There you go. Right, I'm going to end that now and do the next video. The next video is just a football one, so there you go. You take care, God bless, love you, or blah, whatever. You take care, God bless, speak to you soon, bye-bye.